Hi, it's Ian, and welcome back to my 30 Days of Taiko Skills. Today is day 29, and I'm talking about edobayashi, which is the traditional festival music of Tokyo. If you followed along on this video series, you know that I always mention edobayashi as one of the things that is very important in my study and continues to be. And there's many, many reasons why. But today I thought I would talk a little bit about the instruments, the study materials, and if you wanted to get into this, what you could do to get going. So here I have some beautiful taiko made by Miyamoto Unosuke Shoten. This is the regular edobayashi shime daiko. It's a nichou gake or size 2 and has the janome black lacquer on it. And yeah, the ensemble, edobayashi ensemble, has 5 musicians, 2 shime daiko. The center player or the main player is called tate, and then the second shime daiko player is called the waki. And then there is the one o daiko, and the o daiko is well, it's relative, so it's not like an o daiko that you might see on the stage of a kodo performance, for example. This is still the largest drum in this ensemble, so it's still called the o daiko, and it's typically about roughly 33 centimeters diameter of the head, roughly, and kind of creates this atmosphere between the higher pitched shime daiko drums, kind of providing the rhythm and constant kind of upbeat feel, and then the old daiko providing this kind of commentary once in a while that adds a certain kind of atmosphere, which is really, really interesting. Beyond that, we have atarigane. Atarigane is the handheld gong, of course, and this is a size 5.5 betsubiki. The betsubiki is a little bit thinner and gives a lower pitch in the center. And then we have the shimoku. So I mentioned this in the atarigane video, but if you want to know a little bit more about knots and tassels and such, you can check out my blog post all about atarigane knots. So the sizing of these drums and this atarigane is specific to the Wakayama Ryu edobayashi, which I've been studying for a number of years. And probably across Tokyo, you'll find different kind of approaches to playing edobayashi. Some parts of Tokyo, there's other names for edobayashi, but a lot of the roots are the same, which is kasai bayashi. A little bit of research into edobayashi, you can learn more about this place called the Kasai Jinja, Kasai Shrine, and how this music started there and then kind of spread through various channels. And the version that I study is called edobayashi, and there's a definite lineage through the teachers of Wakayama Ryu, going back to Kasai Bayashi. A lot of this is written in the official book of Wakayama Ryu, Edobayashi. So there is a book. There's also CDs that's recorded by Wakayama Shachu that you can listen to and help aid in your study. But this book is it's standardized, kind of the basic, what's called the Kihon Kyoku, or the basic basic pieces. And it's a very, very nice book that has notation. Looks like this. Very, very nice book. Has traditional notation for the taiko, atarigane, and also the shinobue, the bamboo flute. So it's, of course, not necessary to get the book to start studying, but any serious student of Wakayama Ryu edobayashi definitely will have the edobayashi book and recordings. I just mentioned the shinobue. This is the bamboo flute. And of course, just like anything within Wakayama Ryu, everything is very specific in terms of size, and in this case, pitch, and the maker. This is Hosei is the maker. Rok chonchon, which is 6 chonchon, or approximately 6.5. It's a koten tuning or traditional tuning or hayashi, like festival music, matsuri tuning, meaning the finger holes are all the same size. It's not the uta style, which corresponds more closely to the Western scale. So it's more of a traditional flute. There's the connection between Hosei, the fue maker, and Wakayama Ryu. That's been covered in my blog when I did an interview with Kenny Endo about this topic, and he kind of talks about it. So if you're interested in that, please check out that interview. It's quite interesting to me. So the fue sounds like this. Something like that. High pitched, provides the melody in the ensemble, of course. Just to demonstrate, the atarigane provides the brightness, the high pitch. It gives attack and definition to the music, and it also provides a lot of atmosphere depending on which piece it is within the edobayashi repertoire. So to me, the feel, almost the atarigane player almost can really elevate the feel or bring down the feel based on their ability to play it well, because it's just so prominent. You can hear this very far away. It really cuts through. So if it's played poorly, then it's just noisy to the ear. If it's played really nicely, then it just sounds very melodic and just supports the music in such a wonderful way. So that sounds like this. Okay, that's the atarigane. Going backwards with the old daiko. So again, the old daiko is not usually playing constantly. It's coming in and out, and of course there's set patterns, but there are also options of when you can play or when you should play. Sometimes it's a choice if you want to play or not want to play. Sometimes you want to. It's sort of structured improvisation. So it's not that you can do whatever you want to, but you can probably make more choices than some of the other instruments in terms of when you can play and when you don't have to play. So sometimes leaving it out for a while creates a certain atmosphere, and then it comes in and then it changes that kind of feeling. And then sometimes playing very sparsely has a certain kind of feel, and then playing more busy and lots of notes in a row gives a certain different kind of feeling. So it has, I think, maybe the most influence in the way the music feels at any moment. So it sounds like this a little bit. Okay, very, very nice tone. And then finally back to the shime daiko. This is creating the main feel. It's the main part, giving subdivision and kind of syncopated uplift, gives a driving kind of forward motion. And in terms of edobayashi, these kinds of rhythms just make it sound festive, I think. So that's the basic ensemble parts, the 5 parts, as well as the material that I study. And yeah, if you have any questions about any of this, then please let me know, and I'm happy to talk about it. There's quite a bit on my blog as well. I've written about past residencies that I've done, past kind of intensives that I've done with Suzuki Sensei in Tokyo, as well as his time in the US, and just general information about edobayashi. There's quite a bit on my blog, so please check that out if you're interested. But also, I'm always happy to answer any questions you might have. So that's a little bit about edobayashi. I'll see you on the next one.